What are you playing?
Oh, right now I'm playing. I got a couple games. I was planning not to play games for a while, and then they dropped a couple good ones. Expedition 33. Oh man, that game it is beautiful. It's a beautiful game. Story is great. It's turn-based of all things. I don't think I'd ever be excited about a turn-based game, but it's a game that punishes you if you are bad at video games. Like for really, like for example, it's like it'll be playing and like in order to like get the best hits to the monsters, you have to hit a button at the right time when the monster's about to hit. But there's no like indicator on whether they're about to hit you, and they do like little stutter steps like they're about to do something, and every monster does something different.
Yeah.
So if you don't have timing, oh man, you're out of luck, man. Out of luck.
My son was playing a similar game to that. I don't know what the game was, but it was this fox character that he was playing with, and there was this golem he had to go up against, and it was swinging this axe at him, and it was random. It was just every time he had to dodge so exact to get it right. And it was really good to see him overcome, in real time, adversity. You probably don't get those opportunities that much, but I'm just like, I think I would have put the game down in the amount of times that it took for him to get that right. And, but within 5 or 6 tries, he figured out that timing.
Wow.
What's been that one game for you guys where you feel like at some point, like emotionally, whatever, it just got the best of you? What's been that game?
Okay, the first game was this. So did we lose Sekou?
He's fixing something. Yeah, he's good.
Gotcha. The first game is when we first got the Nintendo. We got 2 video games. It's just the regular Nintendo Entertainment System. We got 2 games, Mario and this game called Wizards and Warriors, where I could not get past maybe level 5. But there was this one night where I don't know what happened. I was just unconscious. I was on God mode, and I got almost all the way through this game, and it never happened again. Never, ever. Still stuck on level 5 or 6 or whatnot. Couldn't get past it.
I think Super Mario definitely, I wouldn't say traumatized, but it felt like it gave us all a challenge and stuff at some point.
Yeah. If you knew someone who could beat Super Mario, that was a big deal.
There was a guy on Twitch, I think a year or 2 ago, where he was going to beat Super Mario in one day. They'll just go through all the maps and everything. I think he got it. I don't remember. I didn't tune in for the whole thing. But yeah, that's that can be frustrating.
So frustrating. Super Mario 64 was pretty easy. You could just go right through that game.
You know what? I got a question. What's your most memorable game that you've played? I
got mine.
I'll go with mine. I'll start first. GoldenEye. GoldenEye.
Yeah,
lost a lot. Made a lot of great friends and lost a lot of friends on that one.
Mine is fairly close to that. The first Metal Gear Solid.
Ooh.
Oh,
he's a PlayStation guy. Yeah,
the first one. It's funny. You still hear that sound on TikToks and stuff like that. That alert sound when somebody sees you. Metal Gear Solid. Yeah. Metal Gear Solid.
That was
it used to be my ringtone back in the day. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And when he dies,
that music.
It's like that sound that what do you call it? It's like not the calm, but the actual when someone sees you and the little thing pops on top of your head.
Yeah.
The little alert.
Yeah.
That's all I used to have. Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's
when he dies, you hear that snake.
They kept it like that the whole series. The whole series
Yeah.
they kept that like in different voices and stuff. It was great. That's a wonderful game.
Yeah. What about yours, Adrian?
Yeah, mine. GoldenEye's up there. GoldenEye is definitely up there. The one that I probably got the most out of, though. Okay, so it's two. It's probably going to be Breath of the Wild.
Ooh,
on Nintendo Switch. I just like that was so. I remember playing that game and it was just so therapeutic. It was the best game. I'm like this by far. I was let me see. My son was about 1, and just to kill time, when he went down for a nap, oh man, that was just my go-to. Because as you got a young child, it's just best not to sleep. It really is. They say nap when they nap. Just don't. Stay up. Stay up. Because you're going to be grumpy when you got to get up. So just stay up. So that game was clutch. That, and I got to say Fortnite. Another one.
Fortnite.
Yeah, Fortnite was great.
Yeah, I never got into Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
I never got into Fortnite. I know a bunch of friends and everything they did, but I never got into it.
It's a good. It was a really dynamic game. I know that they had concerts in Fortnite. That was like the first time I used it. They had Travis Scott had a concert.
I was gonna say,
in Fortnite, and that was great. That was just showing like where we could go with virtual worlds.
Yeah, I think we're gonna talk about virtual worlds today. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. I remember watching on YouTube that concert. That was a big moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Last question here. All your favorite cousins is coming over, and they're coming over to your house. What is the go-to game that everybody's about to play?
Oh, I can start off. They're playing Marvel vs. Capcom. That's what's happening. Marvel vs. Capcom is going down.
That's a good one.
Going down. There's a lot of trash talking going to happen.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mine is Super Smash Brothers.
Oh
my cousins, we all play that game. It's a very, very competitive, very serious. I've my young Sith son. What's a Sith apprentice? Is it just apprentice?
So
it's not Padawan.
I think it's apprentice. It might be apprentice.
Yeah.
Acolyte, maybe acolyte. That might be it.
Yeah. My little acolyte. Darth E. He is. I mean, it's like I've created a monster. He is so good at Super Smash Brothers that it's so much fun. It's so much fun to have a real challenge to play against.
So here's my question to you. Like, how do you go and play Super Smash Brothers together, and then you go and have a meal afterwards? Like,
I mean, you know what's funny? Like video games like that, it starts to teach you emotional intelligence because you have to shift. No matter what.
You really do, because I've been wanting to take it to the real world. I really do. I've been wanting to take things right into the real world, man. Because he's a trash talker. He's a trash talker too. So
I'm gonna say mine. I would definitely say Super Smash Brothers, and then I'm gonna throw in one here that we used to play a lot. Kobe Courtside.
Kobe Courtside. All right.
Kobe Courtside. Everything. I think it was on 60. Was it on 64? I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 64. I definitely played this.
We were definitely on that.
That really takes it back.
Yeah. Game Day 95 too on a PlayStation. Was it Game Day 95? The first Game Day?
Yeah, it was some old let me see if I can figure it out. It was some old It wasn't. Was that it? This may be it. Let's see.
Oh, Game Day 99. Yeah.
I feel like this is it. WWF No Mercy.
Oh, that was awesome.
Oh,
I remember that. That was awesome.
That was like
before too, right?
Is it the one that has like the Rock on the cover? I think I remember this one. Yeah.
It was like one of the first games where the special moves look realistic, and it was like a build up and stuff to it. Oh my god, bro! Man. Yeah, a lot of trash talking in there too as well.
Y'all talking about sports game? We can't go through this without talking about what's it called? Techno Bowl.
Techno Bowl.
Hold on.
Like,
I see your Techno Bowl. I see your Techno Bowl, and I raise you NFL Blitz.
NFL Blitz.
Now,
NFL Blitz.
NFL Blitz. That's the closest. That's the closest I've come to blows with my friends. Like, that's the closest. I was playing my best friend, and there was some kind of glitch where the game didn't end until the last play was over. So even though the clock had run out, you could still get that last play in, and he exploited that, and I was like, "Yo, that's it, man. That's it, man.
Step outside.
Swear up.
Yeah, NFL Blitz. That was good. Remember, that was an arcade too, right? They had like an arcade.
Yeah,
oh man, yeah.
Anytime I go back to like an arcade now, if I see that, I'm going straight to it. I gotta play at least one game and stuff of it.
Yeah.
NFL
cool
Blitz. All right, guys, you ready to rock and roll?
Let's do it.
Yeah, man.
All right. Let's get the show started. But I always love that intro. Like,
yeah, me too.
We gotta head back to Miami. We should do touring of like the best podcast rooms. We've seen throughout the country. And just start doing episodes and stuff there.
Yeah. Let's do drink champs.
Next. DC next. Let's do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, guys, welcome back for another episode of AI with Friends, man. I am one of your hosts, Marlon Avery. I'll let the fellas introduce themselves. Sekou.
Yeah. Say everyone, I'm Sekou. I'm the award-winning cloud systems engineer. Nice, super happy to be here. Look forward to all the things we're going to talk about today. I'll pass it over to Adrian.
Yep, the head of technology at Distro Nation. Front end, back end engineer, all around good guy. I'd say I'm a white hat hacker. Also excited to be here. Excited for what we got in store.
Yeah, man. And I am one of your co-hosts, Marlon Avery. Run a company called AI Impact, where we do AI training and workshops for individuals and organizations and governments. And then also, too, run a company called VoicePath, where we build AI voice solutions for SMBs. And so, ready to kick this thing off, man. We are just a few friends, few engineers, few practitioners in this space that we've been learning, building, executing for quite some time. And so we decided to throw this together onto a segment to share what we've been learning, building, and doing for quite some time and stuff there. And so we have a pretty good understanding of this world. We get surprised and stuff here and there, particularly with new models, new applications. but we got a good insight of some of these things. And so that insight is being meant to be shared with the world, with you guys. And so appreciate you guys tuning in with that also too as well. Be sure to join our Discord as well. You see it in the show notes. So let's kick this thing off. This is particularly a subject that I kind of like went off and stuff a little bit and stuff there.
A little bit.
Yeah. Necessary. I feel like it was necessary, and stuff there.
We had your back.
I talked about, right, and I appreciate it. I talked about how we're in the shift. We're in the shift of search, particularly, with things like Google search. And, Google search has been implemented in all our lives and all our things that we do. So if you're searching for your latest recipe, over to your closest restaurant, Google search, is a part of, your lifestyle and things you do. Now, with that, search has also became an extreme business tool, as well. So individuals are looking for their closest dry cleaner, the closest park, whatever it may be. But now LLMs have embedded search into, their process. As you're looking at it, you can search, everything, but that also impacts what types of search, pop up, what type of results pop up. So a couple episodes ago, I can't remember if we did this live, Sekou, or if we did it like before the show, but we searched Chinese restaurants in your area, and then we use AI mode in Google search to search Chinese restaurants, and we got two totally different results. And the question was why? Why is there giving results? And more so, how can one business position themselves to show up in these results? And at that time period, that was an unanswered question. So, which is also, a problem. So, Andreessen Horowitz has dropped a comprehensive framework showing how this new thing it was called SEO, search engine optimization, now is being called GEO, Generative Engine Optimization, can fundamentally differ from traditional SEO, where SEO optimizes from keywords and backlinks. GEO requires context structure for AI comprehension and synthesis. This shift can very much impact everything from content architecture to strategies, along with also, I would say small businesses to kick off and stuff here. So, we talked about it, and then here comes Andreessen Horowitz and doing a big article about it. I feel like they listen to the podcast. I don't know if that's true or not, but here we are. Sekou, man, start us off. What's your thoughts here?
Yeah, it's a pretty big shift. I remember that when we did that look up there, and one of the things that came up is, if you're watching this podcast, you're definitely ahead of the game. But the folks that have yet to watch it, which they will eventually, who are being affected by this shift. If you're a mom and pop shop, like you're generally relying on someone else to either like a conglomerate to share your information to, say, Google, or some third party to like bundle and share your things onto Google Maps or anything like that in order to like promote it, or just from that being sourced, right? Now, like the entry point into GEO isn't exactly as straightforward for those folks. Now, for folks on the technology side, they're looking to incorporate their results into GEO. Like when you look at the ways that you kind of optimize for GEO, some of the things they say is that you should, like, instead of having instead of saying things that are like, short and concise to just optimize for someone to kind of get what they need really quick, make your responses long tail, right? As opposed to, short things, because you're optimizing for, more keywords to be associated within these particular results that you're seeing. I think it's a pretty big paradigm shift. And I know there's companies out there that are have realized that is required for them to survive and are out there, changing right now to get ready for this big shift. But I think I kind of really do worry about the folks that are not directly doing their advertisement. They're using a third party out there to do SEO optimization for their business, and whether those companies are prepared for the shift that's happening. I would hope that they are. But yeah, this is pretty huge, and I can kind of see, Google is trying to, this is their whole business, right? So it's really on them to make sure that there is a successful transition for folks, right? Because if people stop using Google simply for that, they use OpenAI for GEO optimization, then that is the slow decay of their business. So they're going to want to make it easier for folks to get their information in here. So actually, I'm kind of curious to see what they do with that, what that big player does, Google. Yeah.
Adrian, what's your thoughts?
Yep. Same. I'm really curious to see how Google is going to handle this, because what I can see happening is that there will be, some short-term losses because of the way that the ad model was built before, where you would pay to get your company, either sponsored post or posted higher in the Google search results. So this kind of turns that on its head. And the advent of, we have new browsers coming out that are just AI focused. So it flips that. So I think that what is a good thing is the Google experience has been improved for me, I would say. At about this time last year, we all agreed that Google search was pretty broken. And, the relevant results that you would want were not being surfaced as easily as they were previously. And, it's frustrating a whole bunch of people. What this does is it gives you the information that you need a lot of the times right up top. If there's some little tidbit of info that you need about a topic, a definition, a bit of insight into a company, this is just going to provide that right there without the need of going to another website. What is interesting, though, is it's not all things that are being, that are getting the AI overview treatment. One thing is recipes, which I found curious because I don't know. I like to cook. So I'm often looking up different recipes, no matter what Jasmine says. Those pancakes weren't burnt. I still stand by that. But when I go and look for recipes, it's super frustrating because I'm going to have to go to a website and then I'm going to have to jump to recipe, because this website is now optimized off of the old model of SEO, which is more keywords, create an entire story. So before you can get to whatever ingredient list that you need, for your shopping list, you're going to have to wade through an entire story about whatever this blog author was doing around the time that they came up with this recipe or whatever boring, really nonsense that I don't really need. So I asked Google why recipes aren't there, and they said that basically it's dangerous. It's a liability type thing. I guess you could suggest something with peanuts. Someone has a peanut allergy and they don't want to be really responsible for that piece of it. They rather pass the liability off right now onto whatever website that's there. It's in their terms and conditions for the website, rather than Google taking that on. So I thought that was interesting. But all in all, it's a short-term improvement but Google is going to have to figure out how to monetize this as well, because it's the way that the advertising was, right adjacent to the core function of the website. How are they going to meet those metrics the same way that they have been? Because it was monopolistic before. Not to say that it was a monopoly, but it was monopolistic in that Google was the source of all information. If you needed to figure something out, you would Google it. Then you would find a relevant website to get what you need. The advertising was coupled directly with that. So it was, the money, they were just printing their own money, really. So I know that just as much as people right now are trying to figure out how to, re-optimize their website, and this is really good, off of, from what we were talking about last week. Now we have some guidelines of what is the best way to get your site mentioned in the AI overview. And a couple of things sound familiar, like make sure that the first 100 words are crucial. That sounds like your typical SEO things, but then they throw things in there like, oh, we also like bulleted lists. So if your content includes a bulleted list, we're going to be more likely to use it in our AI overview, and that'll link back to your website. You'll be in the references there. But there's also that piece about it too. You know what I mean? The fact that, okay, so you get the AI overview, and you get the information that you need, and then you want to go over. There's another step you have to make inside of the Google interface to see the referenced articles. It's not there. You either got to expand down or to the whatever way, but it's not something that's readily one single click away. It's a couple of clicks away. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they handle it.
Yeah. Go ahead, Sekou.
I was just gonna do a quick follow-up because I'm imagining all these tricks and things that you need to do in order to solve this problem. And for some reason my mind goes back to old was it like GeoCities? Where people feel like you can make your own website. You remember how terrible the GeoCities looked after a while because people were getting templates because if you use these particular templates, people will see you, and they were ugly. But if you use these flashy templates, then you'll get more interest into your GeoCities page. Back in those days, I don't know. I'm taking it back, but some of the things that they say optimize are definitely not optimized for my eyes. I don't need to see a whole bunch of bullets. It's not. I don't. It's not that's something that I would enjoy, going to a website and just having a whole bunch of bullets, very long answers or something. Suppose that should I only have the interface from the AI side because the web page would be so bad?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like you should be able to include some of this into the metadata tags of the website to make it a lot easier. So there maybe is a header tag you can put in to your web page to basically, this is for the AI overview. Instead of it crawling your web page and determining it, it'd be great if there was a standard that way that can be followed.
But yeah, I'm just imagine I use OpenAI for searching right now for things, right? And when I ask a question, it will not just take me to the website, but it'll actually take me to the exact line and highlight it for where it got its information, which is super, super interesting. I can go exactly in there. I can see what comes after that, and I can learn something new, right? But hey, I don't know. I'm kind of curious what the new web is going to look like that is optimized for for AI to use, and maybe less optimized for a human to use it. Or is that a reality?
Let me give you a preview here of what's going to happen with this. the variance of models and everything, OpenAI announced that they have 400 million weekly users and stuff now, which is just, a shit ton. So that now we enter into a phase where the majority now is starting to use, a good portion of people starting to use, artificial intelligence. And so, okay, cool. That's awesome. Now, but also too, with that, you're starting to see growth with Perplexities and, Anthropic and all these other models too as well. And when you start to see growth in there, they're going to start to use, that search. They're going to start to use, Gemini, Google, Bing, and so on and so on. I think what this does, and this is why I hate this term of this model is better than this one. I hate that term because what this does now guarantees that it will never be one AI model for everything. It's not going to happen. Everything. You will have several different AI models for different tasks, things, and whatever you want to do. So one thing I think particularly right now that's happening with Google, and I feel like they're doing a very good silent job with this, and I'm not going to say this could offset them, particularly you losing the search battle in this, but what I will say is Google now is starting to double down on their applications and the incorporation of AI with that. So Gmail, Google Sheets, the workspace applications. And that's phenomenal because now what's going to happen is when you need to, create some spreadsheet, everything using AI, the likelihood of you using Gemini is going to start to increase.
Yep.
Also, too, watch this. Google, if you're listening to this, you're probably not going to like this, so close your ears. You ever copy and paste something from ChatGPT over to Google Docs and the formatting is always off?
Oh, yeah.
I can promise you it's intentional.
Oh, for sure.
That's very intentional from Google's part. They want that small bit of consistent frustration of doing that to the point you like, forget it. I'll go use Gemini. I can promise you that's intentional. And so I think we're at this place now, with that we're going to see more than one model. Secondly, the GEO aspect is we've seen this. We talked about this and we've seen this coming. I still have concerns for the small business owner, in this area. I still have concerns, for them. I can definitely see that this is going to impact. I would say this as well. Respectfully, I don't know. Maybe they've had the best runway. Andreessen Horowitz, how long have you been knowing this information? Have you been feeding this information to your startup to kind of get a leap ahead? Probably a great strategy. Not saying that's a wrong thing. Not saying it's unethical and everything. But it's also too why I say that I'm a little bit worried, for the small business owner, because small business owner, they're not going to get this information probably like for another 2 years.
Yeah,
you're every day, and so by then you've already seen a shift in sales. You've seen maybe a shift in traffic, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. And watch this. They may use ChatGPT. They might even not even know that their results supposed to be showing up in ChatGPT.
Yep.
And so I think this is a great article from the guys over at ACCZ. Like I said, we talked about this a few weeks ago. I think it's very clever on their part to coin the phrase GEO. So this is definitely a business branding move and stuff from their end. And of course, they highlighted a lot of their they highlighted a lot of their companies who can help with such problem. But I'm also have concern for the majority though when it comes to 90% of small business owners, particularly in this country. I think they're going to get hit the hardest and stuff in this.
Agreed. And that list wasn't that comprehensive of people that are up, that are on the GEO optimization bandwagon. It was like four or five.
Yeah.
It wasn't that many.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there's I think it's pretty popular site that folks go to for SEO stuff. Was it Search Engine Land? They've been, there's been conversations in the digital marketing world around GEO, but the actual what the optimizations really need to be has been really hidden behind the scenes.
Yeah.
The research that was required to understand that has definitely been sitting for a very select amount of people. We don't think folks have known that there's a shift, but now I think we have the clearest view of what it's going to end up looking like with the AI mode that's out there. Just actually to tag on to what you were just saying with Google integrating their products, was it last week or something like that? They integrated Gemini directly into Chrome. So now there's a Gemini button. If you update your Chrome at the top, or you can just hit that button, you go right into Gemini for different things. And it pops up now. It's actually almost as annoying as Copilot is. Copilot is, if you use a Windows system for anything, it seems to be everywhere. In a Windows box. They do a good job about of trying to just integrate it in different spots. But there's actually, if you back to the Windows system, if you have the new version of Google Chrome installed, you'll see a Gemini icon in your taskbar at the bottom, showing you that you can also just open up Gemini on the fly. There was last week was huge. Came to changes for Google going all in, making AI mode a default thing. I think the challenging thing I think that folks are going to have too with this is that just speaking just for how Google's doing, because that is still mostly the default search page for a lot of folks. There is AI mode, and then there's AI overviews. They actually represent information differently. Overload.
Wow. You said it.
So how do I know if I'm optimizing for the AI mode, which seems to behave differently than AI overview? How do I tell if I got a request that came from AI overview versus AI mode behind the scenes? What is that? How's it look? Anyway, there's a lot of open questions, a lot of things that are probably going to become clearer as we go forward. But we're still talking at the super high level of folks who are going to understand this technology, but the folks that will be affected is so broad. So
yeah. See, do I want to say this?
It's better out than in. So
remember, this is post industrial revolution. Remember when universities, colleges became the thing, and it was the society was, I don't want to say forced, but society was directed to go there. And so many people beginning that was not with it. I'm not interested. I got my form. I have this. I have that. I have the skill. And basically, the ones who kind of got through that, let's say sooner than later, saw a quicker benefit. throughout the economic landscape that was changing.
Mm-hmm. A generational benefit too.
This is very similar.
Oh,
this is very, very similar.
Okay.
Yeah, I've said before that.
Okay.
Saying that AI is the new college, the new university. And so it's just, well, for right now, it's not as expensive.
I don't know. I don't know if I can say it's not expensive right now. I'm signing up for too many things.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is society shifted, and to get to the next skill set. I mean, MIT. That's why MIT was created. To train engineers and everything, how to build, integrate, all these different things. And so I feel like now this is repeating. It's just became less of an institution, more of a technology of application. And I feel like this application, once you're going through, what all of us go through, will output a new workforce.
Yeah. I think it's going to definitely output an augmented workforce. Because right now, I can see what you're saying. You're saying you're just talking about kind of being left behind. And the discussion about college versus, when people were really pushed to go to college, there were still a lot of people who were like, no, I'm going to go the skill route. So a lot of people were able to carve out
resistance. It was a lot of resistance. You're right, and everything, because all during that time too, this when we're seeing to help with that, we're seeing a lot of apprenticeships get created and a lot of resistance because the portion of people saw it, and a lot of people just didn't want to. But people got impacted. I mean, at one point, this country workforce was at one point this country workforce, it's like 60% was involved around farming for this country. What's that? Probably less than one now. And so that shift is what's happening now. Where people said, "Hey, I'm good. I got my tractor. I got whatever it may be." Not to say they were wrong, but it's like one couldn't maybe see that shift. And I'm saying that shift is happening now. And instead of the universities in this revolution, now it's artificial intelligence and everything shift. I mean, we're starting to already see. It was somebody did an article earlier said that they feel like entry level roles are just going to be obsolete.
Oh yeah, that was the CEO from Anthropic said that. Was it 50% of entry level roles will be obsolete in the next 3 years? Which is like, oh, if you are coming out of college, what are you going to aim for? An entry level role, right?
That's similar to saying, I don't know what the role of the term may be, but whoever was digging the holes to plant the crops. Hey, once these tractors get online, all those jobs are gonna be gone. What? No, a tractor could never. Everything you can't. I was specified area, and I was a way I like it could never. And everything, and so this is happening all over again.
Yeah, I can see that. I still see that it's going to be a big probably push on the college side of it. Because now I think there's less a discussion about college educating you, more of college is your network, to get friends, to get a network of associates that will help you in the job market later. And that being more of the angle and selling point, especially for the higher institutions. I've heard that a couple times where, okay, it's not like you're going to get a better education at Princeton over whatever Vassar or whatnot, In a lot of different disciplines, you're going to probably get the same education. It's just the network that you're going to be that's going to be available at Princeton. It's just going to be more lucrative for you than the network that's available maybe at a lesser institution. Yeah.
I think that what's happening, if you're just getting out of school right now, you have a lot of trouble, at least right now it's in front of you. One, no one around you really knows what the market is going to truly look like. We look at AI models right now. Say if we froze everything in time for the next 3 years, right? The models don't get smarter than what they are right now. Maybe people are coming up with products and capabilities that, support using them in their current state. There's still room for entry-level positions, right? But we haven't got to the point where AI is taking over full positions en masse. We haven't started actually seeing the drop off of unemployment, right? I think hopefully before that happens, there is a upskilling that starts happening. We when at some point in time there were the boot camps magically, they just started appearing, right? Remember the boot camps? Just everyone had just flat iron. There's all type of things disappearing, right? Because we need more software engineers, not enough software engineers. Lucrative position. I assume that the same thing will appear for folks who are augmented and integrated into using AI effectively. I think the problem is that nothing is actually going to be frozen in time in the next 3 years. The AI, there's a large chance that even if it increases by say 15% of usefulness right now, that's enough to make it so that you may not even need, you won't be writing prompts for it. You'll be maybe building workflows to put these things in place. And 3 years from now, will we need to create workflows? Would it be a higher order position that creates a higher order, something that creates workflows for us? I don't know. It's an interesting spot. If you're coming out of school right now, I would definitely ingrain yourself in understanding how this technology works, and not even at the level that, not a level of just knowing how to prompt engineer, actually understanding how AI works. So taking if you just got out, I would take another course that allows you to go deeper into some fundamentals, so you can at least be on the train of helping to create that next 20%. Of innovation that's happening, so that you can be able to be prepared what comes after. Because we're not in the final state yet, right? We're not in the final state, so we just know pieces. We know pieces to the puzzle, but there's just a lot more left.
There was I was going through some of my social media, kind of cleaning up some old posts today, and a video popped up from our podcast, and it was in season 1. I don't remember what episode, and I made a statement which I'm going to repost that I'm going to repost that and with a few quotes and clips and articles. I said the companies who are doing layoffs right now because of AI is making a big mistake.
Yeah.
Here's a quote for you. Yes, I regret firing 700 people because I thought AI could do better. Now I would love to have them back. 12 months later, the CEO Klarna.
Yeah.
We've seen, and it was so many different companies. Tech Republic said that 62% of executives say they feel responsible for shedding employees. for AI-driven redundancies that has already seen a 70% drop from stuff from last year. So 60%, 62% of executives and everything. And so may I politely translate this, everything. This is what I've talked about when I tell people that you have no fucking clue what you're doing.
No.
Mm-hmm.
You have no fucking clue what you're doing. Absolutely, you should fucking feel responsible because you're making decisions based off what's happened to your left, what's happened to your right, not about the data of what's showing you what can work in your organization. In your organization, in your team, everything, you are following Sue and Sally based on what they're doing. And you're going along with the trend and everything, and you're consistently worried about if you're going to miss out without that. What actually you're actually really doing, it's fucking lazy. It's lazy. Everything.
It's
not in the midst of bingo and everything. Not only is it lazy and everything, now you're causing due harm and everything to people that has done nothing wrong in this area. You're just fucking guessing. Everything, and then you still want your top dollar, and you're making some of the worst lazy decisions that you possibly can, and you're impacting families in this. This is why I have the issue with Google and everything. With what I talked about was there, I have an issue with this. Now you want 700 employees back, everything, because respectfully, you have no fucking clue what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Do the work, put in your 10,000 hours and everything. Get a small team and everything to see some growth, see some, some things happen and stuff in an operational standpoint, and then make a decision. Because this is no longer about replacing. This is about partnering. And you made a early big mistake of firing 700 people because you thought it was about to replace awesome shit that you read. Also of YouTube and everything, and you're making business decisions, as a CEO and everything, and then telling the people there that, hey, you don't deserve your job because of this fucking YouTube video I just read. You niggas is lazy.
So lazy. And this is why for any college graduate, when you're looking at potential positions, look
companies
at
too.
Companies, look at the company's core values. Because I think that in the U.S., where we lose sight is that, okay, I understand that this country was founded on a business and enterprise. So capitalism, I would say, is the universal kind of way or kind of value system that this country is run on. But where you get lost is that, when you join a company, you want security. And you want to feel like the people at the top actually care about you. And really that sets your worldview in so many psychological ways. And it could, having a good job, an employee at a good place that can actually teach you and bring you along could help you become a better person and really move on to, add other attributes to your character that could be beneficial that you can pass on. But they don't really take that opportunity as much as they should. And of course, this is me talking, perfect world here. Dollars are what matters, but I think that the overall sentiment and the hope of the next generation, when you say things like, okay, there's going to be no entry level positions, a company will say something like that really takes the wind out of the motivation for anyone who is. Look, because to me, I think that if you're a technical person, you were born that way, right? So we're going to be doing something technical regardless of where you work, what profession that you chose. You could be an electrician and you would be on the technical side of that. Like you could be, whatever. You're going to need people with that aspect to their personality, and those people are going to exist and they're going to be there, and those are the people that you're going to need at the entry level positions. A better way of framing it is an entry level position maybe isn't going to last as long as it typically did, because you'll be accelerated by or assisted with AI along the way. So you'll have like a kind of boost to your learning, to your progress, your ability to integrate in with the rest of the team. That's where AI is going to help you. rather than saying, "Oh, we're just not going to need you." I feel like that's just such,
Yeah,
so short-sighted.
Look, man, call this ego. What are you going to do? This is why I can't listen to a lot of thought leaders in this space and everything. I'm not. How many months ago people were saying, these thought leaders saying that engineers was about to be obsolete in 2 months, 6 months?
Oh
You
yeah.
know, like how many thought leaders are saying that? And then also the industry is changing every 90 days. Who's building this shit?
Yeah.
This is about partnering, man. And like, this is why I can't listen to a lot of thought leaders and stuff in this space. You guys are headline readers, you're notes readers, and you're just simply lazy dreamers.
Mm-hmm. And that are in a bubble. In a bubble. You don't know what the rest of the country, outside world is like, really. You're in a bubble. You don't even know it.
You know what? It's so interesting. When you think of like software engineers, I think they're one of the reasons that the corporate America is kind of really picking on that group, is like the litmus test on whether AI has made it. If we can replace software engineers, then we know that AI is doing a good job. I think what's happened is that, the CEOs, the leaders, and the leaders of the corporations, essentially, they've been in a situation where the employees have been able to dictate a lot of things, right? And actually, there are a couple articles that kind of write about this, about how, having to have, catered lunches and,
Was that the employees' idea? I didn't know that came from the employees. So like, oh, we would like to. Was that in the suggestion box?
That, you know what? That wasn't a suggestion in the box, but that's the normal environment that was kind of created in a environment where things were pro employees, where the employees had actually a lot of share of the power, because it was a knowledge based workforce, right? So you have a lot of these, all the people with the knowledge had all the power, and the people in the organizations who are, selling the products and things like that were relying on that. Now, fast forward to this point where we have this shift where, I can augment knowledge. Oh, well, I don't need to listen to you anymore. You know what? we are not having Taco Tuesdays anymore, so I don't like tacos. There's a voice that's coming out of folks that has been sitting there behind the scenes that was always there. And I think there's like,
but they feel empowered. Are you saying that they feel empowered now?
They feel empowered.
Yeah.
They feel empowered. And there's two sides to this too, right? So there's also like, you have the public facing companies that are listening to Wall Street, right? And Wall Street has a very short term memory. They live off of, like, high cycles are huge for those things. I think the combination of that and scarce money has turned into a situation where, like, you have these characters that, like the Carter CEO, they're kind of like popping up and just living off of buzz and not fundamentals and things like that. I do applaud. You got to, like, I want to give like a credit to the folks that are actually not falling to the buzz. They're operating their businesses in the same way, and a way where they care for their employees, and they also care for the folks that are investing their retirement into these companies to seek a better future. Like, it can be done, but it really comes down to the leaders that are there and these organizations. And I think that this is a really good example. I feel like we just go through another cycle with like everything is going to be a blockchain this and blockchain that, and we're gonna put all of our infrastructure on the blockchain, all of it, every piece of it, because that's what we should be doing. Now we finally got the place where, like, there's some sensible use cases for that. actual real companies
and nobody's mentioning it.
Yeah,
And nobody's mentioning it.
No one is. I'm going to put Internet of Things as well in that category.
Yes,
because this, as far as what's going on now, Internet of Things should be way more in the conversation than it is right now. That's worth a revisiting.
Yeah, you see, I feel like there's two large companies that had major IoT platforms, building platforms that they have like sunset over the last like 2 months, because that hype cycle is officially gone. We don't use that term anymore, but at some point in time, folks are like, "Oh, you know what? I'm not a hardware company. I'm an IoT company, the Internet of Things company. That's what I am."
Yeah,
And that was remember that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was like a whole logo for it. It was like a little cloud IoT with devices.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
Oh, that was definitely in the old Visio diagram.
Okay,
See here.
look here. Speaking of IoT, they're probably one of the ones that they don't see themselves or call themselves IoT company. Google. Google's XR glasses finally gets some hands-on time, revealing Google revealed a lightweight design, but limited to field view. Says Google is prioritizing form over full functionality. Samsung's Android XR headset leaks suggest that there are serious competitors that's coming to as well with specs that could challenge the Apple Vision Pro. These questions remain, and concerns are, do Google has a good shot at becoming, making some areas stuff in the space. So with this IoT device, Adrian, let's start with you, man. What's your thoughts here on Google XR, Samsung's, and mostly kind of what we're seeing, with this glass world that we're advancing towards?
Well, the first question that I have to you guys is, I'm going to start with the question. Okay. How impressed are you with the current landscape of the AR glasses? How impressed are you specifically with Meta? I'm looking at Meta and I'm looking at Snap. Is it something?
So, and glasses, not headsets.
Glasses.
Okay.
Because is this an XR headset that we're talking about here, or is it? Are we talking about the glasses?
So the Google XR is glasses with the embedded like display in the glasses itself, which is, I guess it's kind of a competitor to Meta glasses in a way, the Meta Ray-Ban glasses, but the Meta Ray-Ban glasses doesn't have a video interface. It's just all done through the like audio.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would say, I would to answer that question, Adrian. For me, I'm enjoying watching the progress. I'm not really impressed. I feel like Google Lens, 15 years ago, I feel like that product felt like it's more advanced than anything out now, particularly in the glass form. And so I'm not really impressed. I thought we would be a little further. I've been impressed on the headset side of things, but the glass and with respect, it is a hard problem. I'm not like just kind of like pushing it over. It is a hard problem, But we're talking about the big boy stuff here, So you get the harsh criticism, but I'm not really impressed and stuff with it. I feel like we're making progress. And I'm enjoying the progress, but not really impressed with it.
Okay, so I agree with you. I'm not impressed when I see the ads for Meta and those glasses. They're using these glasses in a way I would never need to use them. Like if it's like, hey Meta, play me music. Why? It's like, why would I do that? Why would I need to really do that? Go ahead.
Now, to some defense, I heard that the actual sound system on them is actually pretty good. But I believe it's not like the sound is only playing for you, though. Right?
Yeah. I wouldn't think so because it doesn't come
Yeah.
with earbuds. So I would think it would be some kind of noise or sound leakage coming out of there. So it's a very, I mean, to me, the way that product is positioned, it's got a bunch of social media features and things like that are fine, but I'm not seeing the content generated that is making it appealing to me. So we have a lack of just functionality, I think, that's kind of for me. That's not going to move me because I just really don't see any functionality out of these glasses products. The good thing about the Google XR glasses is a very simple thing that I'm surprised isn't more integrated elsewhere, and that is navigation. Integrated navigation. Why wasn't that needed to be something that I would think was going to be one of the base features of any of these glasses that are coming out. It's going to be location and navigation. With Google taking back, Google dipping its toe back into these was more in the toe. I mean, they're going to roll out a product, but hopefully. But with Google doing that, it makes me optimistic because the Google glasses, like you said, Marlon, they had features like that. Like if you're on your bike, you can get to where you want to get to because you have the Google Maps integration with it. You get the email notifications and everything like that with the full Google feel and suite to it. I'm excited that they're going back and opening up this can of worms again because it's going to be, I think, at the end, something that's lightweight, more capable, hopefully, also, with an app store, a kind of developer's SDK, so that people can further build on it. Because it's just that's what's lacking. There should have been a lot more like media. There should have been a lot more stories around these AR glasses really solving issues for people. And I haven't seen it anything more than it kind of being a luxury item.
Yeah.
Here's a prediction for you,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe Google has already started to see that, and they already started to lay the framework for it. I'm not sure how long it's going to take. But I would say this: let's say 10 years, every pair of reading and sunglasses will be smart glasses.
Yeah.
Every pair.
I can
and so
see
Google, Google made that partnership with Warby Parker. Was like they say like it's like 150 million or something like that, and partner with them.
That's it.
And so that.
I got more
and so I could that is definitely going to happen. It's funny enough, I was driving somewhere, I don't remember, and I was passing a Warby Parker, and I was thinking about that. And I'm like, man, if I'm Warby right now, I'm going all in on making all of my glasses, smart glasses, or what you want to call it, and stuff. And then a couple of days later, this announcement comes out. So Sekou.
Yeah. Well, I think I've been looking at these technologies for a while. I actually got my brother a pair of the X-Real glasses a while back. I think they're a cool novelty, at least for the X-Real ones, because it's trying to mimic more of the Vision Pro type, goal of like having a giant screen in your face. The Google XR kind of actually looks more like its own device, because the screen that you're going to see is not like it's going to be like an Android screen or something like that. It's going to be like a little, green screen where you can see things and stuff like that. But I don't know.
Cool.
Oh, here you go. Here you go. Some smart glasses right there.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm a fan. I think you should go back.
I mean, I think it works. It's just that you're a new character now. Now you're a new character. You got to change your accent, maybe.
Hello there.
There you go.
See, that's the challenge, right? You gotta make glasses that I want to wear. When I go to a place to get glasses, I spend so much time looking, feeling, and like, oh, does this look like this? Does this look like when I go look at the Meta glasses, like one, they look really good. Ray-Ban makes wonderful glasses. Warby Parker makes some pretty cool glasses too.
Yeah, these are
So
Warby.
I think having that combination, whether the glasses really are a hit with the screen, that might just be more of a novelty. The glasses need to look good first because glasses are an extension of your style, right? If you're going to go in that direction. But I think I'm interested to see what's happening. I think Google will do pretty good with this. If they're integrating Gemini in here, oh man, I think Google does have an edge, right? They got access to your Google Docs. When you use Gemini now, actually, do you want to use a mode that takes into account all your search history when it's doing things? And it's like, do I want to do that?
You want to pick up where you left off now?
My search history relevance when I'm, I'm trying to understand, like, I don't know if I want to do that. But anyway,
boy,
they have some superpowers.
Yeah. But it's interesting. Yeah, you're right. But when it comes to because Marlon mentioned earlier, all right.
Oh boy.
That's where
Okay,
just saying, you gotta keep your world separate. So yeah.
For real. For real. You're gonna open up. You're gonna put your glasses in incognito mode.
Oh boy. Oh man.
Yeah.
No comment.
Oh man.
I think
That's gonna be the edge.
I'll buy them. I actually did want to get the Meta glasses, but one they had like prescription limits, and I'm like, oh well, I guess that won't happen. And also, I don't know. I don't use Facebook like that. I have a Facebook account, but I really I don't want things interconnected to my Facebook. That's not like, that is not the corpus of data I want you to be connected to.
I don't want messenger notifications popping up on my glasses. Like,
I don't want to get like a chain email sent to my screen. You know what I'm talking about? Your aunt has something going on, and they
event invites.
I don't want to get game invites on Facebook through my glasses.
Exactly. I don't
play this tower game.
I don't need it. The tower game. Get tower. The tower game that's never real.
Oh man, they look dope on the ads. But
they do. They do look good. Anyway, I think it's interesting. I am excited about the Android XR though. That's the Samsung product. Yeah, that looks pretty cool because, much as I love the Vision Pro, which, I don't know anyone, I to this day do not know another person that has it. But the thing I love about it is that the screen is so crisp. Watching movies is a good time. The things I don't like about it, other than the cost and heaviness of it, is the app. The apps, there are like no apps for it. And there are some things that cross over from the iPad and they look great. But some things don't look great on there. And then there's no YouTube app. I would get the Samsung Android XR just so I can have a real YouTube app and not have to go into like the Safari in there and go to YouTube.
Well, you remember this? It was the same exact process, like the same exact flow when the iPad came out. It was that same exact thing happening with the apps and the apps not being available, and I don't have this. Like it was the same exact. Like remember, even like the first iPad didn't have a camera.
I have a hot take for next week. By the way,
all right,
I got a hot take connected to this. You know that the WWDC is next week, right? Is it next week?
Yeah, I'm salty because I put in the invites to be able to go, and I got declined. So yes.
Boo. No. From what I'm hearing is there's a great unification happening, which is one platform is going to happen. So rather than having a Vision OS 16, a iOS 16, a Mac OS 16 is just going to be called, there's a new name for it. 2025.
It was like 26, I think. It was 26.
26. It's supposed to be connected to the year that it's released. But it sounds like they're just flattening everything, and it might just be one OS. So that might mean that if you want to work on iPhone, you got to work on Vision OS. So maybe they'll fix it all. We'll see.
Now, watch this. No, watch this.
Yeah.
If you're connecting all, if you're connecting Mac, if you're connecting, iOS, if you're connecting Vision OS,
Auto too.
Why are you connecting all? What's one of the reasons why that may be the case?
Oh, so you can unify.
Downsize. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, you think so?
Get rid of them. No, that's what I'm asking Marlon. It's like
that is actually if they're merging.
I'm not thinking that.
What do you
actually think about this? Think about this from an infrastructure side of things.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're having our infrastructures communicate and be able to talk to each other, to do this type of integration, what is that setting you up for types of infrastructure? We actually talked about this.
Well, if they're all able to talk to each other and they're all using the same protocol, all OS and stuff like that, then one, you can automate and you can do things across all of them, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're looking to, I know they're still an AI train, right? So I assume that the unification has to do with how they're going to integrate AI across all their platforms. But it'll probably like, you know what? Why don't we just make one platform? We build the AI integration into that platform, and we just converge everyone to that platform, and that's it.
Watch this. Watch this. That's user and developer. That becomes the new Apple OS that we talked about. Like the AI OS that we talked about, because now when they're going to force whatever new version of Siri back into it. So now when a developer wants to have Siri, their applications be added into a function, they're already starting to build their infrastructure. Now Siri will be able to communicate to all platforms. So this is what I've been saying. If I'm OpenAI, the only person I'm concerned about is Apple and everything. I'm still, because now what they would do is they will have Siri, their voice intelligence, whatever it may be, they will have that. And if you want to integrate functions and stuff to it, they will have the developers, build those functions. They can go execute tasks, text messages, email, whatever it may be, and everything. So we talked about this as well. Basically, what I can see happen is they're building the infrastructure of Apple to basically create their version of like a super whisper, and it'll be able to do all different tasks and stuff and everything. Watch this. I'll take this. I'm really good at this. I'm gonna take a step further. Everything is I can promise you, on the fun side of things, that this could happen. Apple will start to create. We already have me emojis.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to happen is, hey Siri, can you send a video me emoji to my mom, telling her happy birthday, with candles in the background, me holding a cake, with I love you mom t-shirt on it. And that is a animation FaceTime looking thing of you in the me emoji aspect that boom gets sent to mom as a happy birthday text message, whatever it be.
Oh, I think
I'm
I have
pretty
some
good at
news
this,
for
guys.
you. I have some news for you though, because I think
Talk to me.
that exists already. That's the Genmoji. But it sounds like the Genmoji,
Yeah.
the sequel, is what you're talking about, which is
Yeah.
more. You make little weird characters, and you can like put your face in it, doing whatever pose you want.
Yeah,
You're talking about like
it's
an actual like picture, like an actual like
the animojis. Yeah. So the animojis that they've already started working on, where it has like a virtual version of you that you can edit yourself, everything that you can put in your text message and all those things. You know, Instagram is doing something similar.
No, Anna, Genmoji. This is Genmoji.
Is it Genmoji?
Genmoji, that came out. That was one of their Apple Intelligence promises that I don't think anyone's using. I've used it once. Genmoji, look at it.
Okay, well, they have the animojis too. Oh, I just realized animojis is short for animal. I never realized that until now. That's funny. But yes, and so yes, the Genmojis, yes, and everything. So yeah, with that, and basically it'll be an animation of you in a video, or you will also have your Genmoji answer the FaceTime for you because you can't answer it right now.
Hold up,
and it will have.
Should we create like should we see if the Vidmoji domain is used anywhere?
There he goes. Yo, Mr.
It looks like
domain Thanos over there.
I know, like his he has like a domain vault. Like what was that cartoon where he used to dive through the coins? What was that?
Oh, Scrooge McDuck. Is that the
Scrooge McDuck with the DuckTales?
Yeah.
That's what Sekou has for domains.
I saw a random article that people was arguing online. I think it was in Reddit that they were saying that Scrooge McDuck is richer than Bruce Wayne, and there was like serious arguments around it.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to break down.
All right, cool.
Pocket watching.
Here, let's move on. I didn't realize how deep we are into this conversation. Kathy Innovation closes a massive funding deal targeting AI applications. They're raising to a $1 billion vertical. Where they're targeting AI applications in critical industries like healthcare, finance, and manufacturing. This signals a maturing in AI investment, moving from horizontal platforms to specified solutions that understand industry-specific workflows and regulations. This fund focusing on bringing AI to industries that matter, suggests that we will see more domain expert AI companies emerging. I'll start with this one. I expect this to continue to happen, but in involvement, in evolution. Meaning that, remember a time period where VCs was investing into all e-commerce platforms, and then that shifted to VCs invest into all apps, and then that shifted into Web3, and just like that's what I mean by evolution. But all that was the fundamental of the internet. And so I think this is going to kind of repeat such cycle. I think nobody has a clue where we're going to be 10 years from now. When it comes to that type of like world, like I don't care what you say, there's not a person alive that could predicted Uber when the internet was created. You know, like it just wasn't happening. So I think that type of thing is what we're going to start to see. So particularly with this, type of money being invested, stuff to it. So I definitely think this is a, on the right path of innovation and building. And 1 billion is not chump change money at all. But I think it's a good direction. Sekou.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because this is a French-based fund, and Europe is not. Let's say the startups. If you go back 10 years, Europe is not the place where you're looking for innovation to happen. And on the fund side, it's Silicon Valley. It's where you would go to try to do your pitches and get in. It's really interesting that they're creating this fund over there, and that they're the areas that the sectors that they're targeting is health, fintech, consumer, and energy.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like all these areas. Like, remember, I think we were talking about AI capabilities versus reliability a couple days ago, right? And all of these sectors that they're talking about have a pretty high bar on, I think, reliability on here. And I think that's a really good area for disruption. I feel like that's what they're kind of betting on, is that these startups are going to come in here, understand the shortcomings on AI based off of today's capabilities, and build products that can reliably give results to companies. Like if they're investing now to startups, it's like you're not expecting that payoff next week. You're expecting a trajectory which will eventually give you what you want. So
Right.
I think that's their long tail, is that we're at a good place, and I can do a lot of really interesting things other than just being your chat bot, or in the case of Grok, it'll be your psychologist or whatever the other modes that they have in there. Yes, I think it's interesting. I want to see what comes out of this. The couple of the companies that they listed on the fund, I think only one I know of, I think it was called Flow, was one of them. And what's it called? It's not the same Flow. It's a different Flow Desk is what it's called.
Flow Desk, yeah.
Yeah, Flow Desk is one of them. But the rest of them, I'm pretty sure, the European market is a little different when it comes to their household names and things like that. So no, I wasn't expecting to look at them and look over there and see things as where that I remember. But I do know that they work with over-the-counter trading. And it's interested. I'm kind of interested. How does AI play into this world of fintech? How's this gonna work in this highly regulated space? So, yeah, it's interesting to see where innovation goes.
Yeah, I think that when I hear, it's a European fund, and the fintech being one of the focuses, that makes a lot of sense to me because of just the nature of that area, like where you have multiple languages. You have just a whole bunch of different countries that are within the size of the, you could fit them all within the United States. I'm sure that's not right, but it's, you go from a relatively, it's different. Like they have countries like we have states almost. And it is going to be paramount to to me, I would think that their goals and their focuses are more likely going to be focused on unification, standardization, localization. So in the fintech space, I can see that that being a priority. However, when I'm looking at the companies here, I don't know. I feel like it's ambitious, but I'm not seeing something that I think is going to necessarily put Europe on the map as far as the in the AI world, as far as game changing, paradigm shifting innovation using AI. Just from what is some
Is
of the
Mistral on there? I haven't
Mistral
heard from
is,
Mistral. I haven't heard from Mistral in a while.
they actually, and they just came out
That's
with
a
a
contender.
new, they came out with a new model too.
Mhm.
Devstral or something like that. Like it's like a coding focused model they came out with. But other than that, like they've been super quiet.
Yeah.
But
They made that
they're
big deal
not
with
like fun.
Microsoft a couple years ago, or like a year ago.
Yeah, I think Microsoft was just kind of collecting models for their for, and I think there's probably you know what, they've passed some very strong AI regulations in Europe,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so much so that ChatGPT is going to look very different if you're using it over in Europe versus where you're using it over in the States. There'll be certain offerings that just won't be available just because the standards are so high of like how data is maintained within them. So that is actually that. I think that is actually an interesting thing that these companies are being built up, and which doesn't make them at some point a very good target for acquisitions, as companies do want to open up space, get space in these places without having to build their own regulation arm inside of it. So I think that's interesting in there. They are doing they're doing healthcare too,
Well, yeah,
which
and they
I
have the
know that.
universal system over there,
Yeah,
right? It's,
yeah, they're universal, but like as far as their investments, they're doing like AI drug discovery. You think of like
Mhm.
Deep Mind and how they've used it to like find like new treatments and things like that, stuff
Yeah.
like that. A lot of innovation. So I think that's actually a pretty cool thing to use. Um,
Mhm.
Another one was like an AI driven wealth management startup. So AI driving my finances. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm cynical, but I hope it does well.
I give it you know $100 a month or something like that to manage. See how it does.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah. See if it makes some good investments for you.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
Okay, cool. Here we go. Perplexity has, we've seen lately of explosion of, particularly like, more AI tools. Perplexity has launched Spaces, transforming from a search engine into a full data workforce where careers can generate spreadsheets and dashboard. Manas introduces an AI native creation that understands context and design principles. And then the Odyssey models have converted to standard video into navigating 3D environments, opening a new possibility for content creators and game developers. Adrian, so you, man, we've been seeing a lot of this continuous growth, particularly around tools and just kind of like the whole world of artificial intelligence. What's your thoughts and stuff over here?
This is what I like to see. This is what I like to see. That's my first and foremost thought here, because we are talking about tools. We're talking about things that are using AI that is going to, it's for a functional purpose. So the tool for what Perplexity is doing, generating the spreadsheets and dashboards and everything, it's got to be a millions of dollar industry in the US just of enterprise applications that do exactly that. And these enterprise applications often require a specific certification. So you got to get certified in that in order to, operate that system. What this does is, I think this is really kind of it's going to be impactful because it empowers a lot more people to get, so say if you have the guy running the or the team that's running the application, the enterprise app that does this, that creates dashboards, that creates presentations and things like that. When you're in a large company, the wait time for you to get what you need, as opposed to the person that's over there that may have a higher priority project than what you're working on, it can be frustrating. And the knowledge is a silo, so you don't know how to specifically use the application. But what this does is just kind of democratizes it. So, I mean, I can see people at companies using this and just, being like, okay, I just won't reach out to that team. I'm just going to take care of this myself. And so that's cool. And disruptive. So I like to see that. Now, when it comes to what Odyssey is doing, I thought, okay, wait a minute. This is cool. This right here is this. And they had the nerve to release such a low resolution, such a low, almost like offensively low pixeled demo of what it can do, that it makes me know that, oh no, this actually is scaled down. I think what they're presenting is really scaled down. So we're talking about, terrain generation, everything just based off of an image. So you can take an image and then be inside of that world. I think that their roadmap ahead of how they can do that, it gets into game design now. Now you're into like the Blizzard world of, kind of what they do, what they specialize in, and like that generative terrain, generative world side of it. I think that that's so cool. And it does have metaverse implications. Because I think that my dreams for the metaverse haven't been realized because of the lack of just really team and people there at Meta that are just designing and doing that. If they had more of a focus on that, then we would have more of a fleshed out, Netflix experience on the Oculus, or, the different things. It would all be its own worlds in which you could go around, and maybe be its own social networks. That could be, Netflix could have a social network that existed only on Oculus, that we could maybe, have some community there. There's so much creativity that can be around that, but what they lack is really just, you got to bring in some Blizzard guys. You got to bring in, whoever else. What's another game company? All I can think of is Blizzard, but like whatever, Valve. You got to bring in these guys to really do it the right way. So
has Meta completely abandoned the metaverse?
No, they definitely have not. They definitely have not abandoned it. Not yet. They keep building. Like, I've never seen a system get so many updates as the Oculus Quest. Every time I put that thing on, it's a brand new interface. It's almost like they're just trying every. You ever play a video game with someone that just like hit all the buttons? It feels like
Eddie Gordo on second. Yeah.
It feels like someone's just doing this and all the buttons.
Yeah.
Like, every time I use it, I know they're doing this conversion into Horizon OS, which is supposed to be like a general purpose operating system that can be used for any VR headset. So that's something that they're definitely doing. They're trying to do some unification behind the scene before Android can get to it, which I don't know. I think Google can leapfrog them very quickly.
For sure.
But yeah, it's real. They're still going, and this, I wouldn't be surprised if this becomes a acquisition for Meta. I wouldn't be surprised. Because like this is part of everyone wants the holodeck from Star Trek. Everyone wants a holodeck. That's what we all want, right? You know.
Yes. Or the Danger Room from X-Men. I'll take that too.
I don't want about a danger room. I don't know. I don't want to actually feel pain. I'll have to put it in a pain suit or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Feeling that Ready Player One suit.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what we all kind of like want to see, and being able to automatically procedurally generate worlds to some level of detail is super interesting. You know, they have games like that. They have No Man's Sky.
It was the first one I knew did that. Then No Man's Sky definitely did that.
Yeah.
Spore was from the creator of The Sims. But then No Man's Sky blew that out the water. Yeah. No Man's Sky did it to the next level though.
Yeah. So every world you go into is like, completely unique. But this one, I guess you are generating it. You're telling it and pushing it in a direction. So now this is dope. I am a little curious about the perplexity spaces. You said something that was like really, I think really important around like when it comes time to like, create like not just infographics but like these detailed reports. You generally have to go to maybe a data science person to get your data right, and then have to interact with someone who can do dashboards. But nowadays, like those two people kind of like merge together with Superset and some of these other tools that are out there. And I was playing around with the little demo that they have for Spaces. They were showing like someone doing research on F1 racers, and it actually created like a leaderboard inside of there that you can like click on that's interactive. I'm like, this is great. I may reactivate my my Perplexity account because I did turn that off. That's the one I turned off, was Perplexity. Something had to go.
Oh man. Yeah. I'm just now looking at Perplexity Spaces now. This is cool.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Yeah. I'll go ahead, but
no, that's it. No, I'm good.
Yep. All right, last one and stuff here. DeepSeek has announced a DeepSeek R1, which is a high-end resonating on low-end hardware. It says it has the capability of competing with GPT-4 while running on a single consumer GPU. It said this has the AI capabilities, means of for developers and smaller companies, and can now deploy sophisticated reasoning system without cloud dependencies on massive hardware investments. Sekou, this is more so your world on the hardware, talking to the software side of things. Your thoughts?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. This is actually late breaking because it's like just happened today, if I'm not mistaken, or yesterday. It's pretty cool. Whenever I read these articles about how good the AI performs in different benchmarks, I feel like, you remember just reminds me of just like any rapper that you hear of for the first time. Let's tell you, I'm the greatest rapper of all time. Like I gotta look at it like, yeah, you are,
Yeah.
Yes, you are. You
Yeah.
are the best rapper, aren't you?
Like I'm gonna put that right here on the fridge. There you go.
Exactly. And then you get the benchmarks, and it's like a benchmark from either someone you've never heard of or something that it was already trained on. Like the actually Llama 4 got caught with that. They put up a bunch of benchmarks, and they were actually trained on those benchmarks. So, of course, they did really, really well. But actually, funny, before the show started, while you guys are talking, I jumped over to my other PC and I tried it out just to see. And yeah, it is decent. I have like a little Rubik's Cube puzzle that I give just to see what it looks like between different models. One, it was super fast. It did reasoning super fast. It's small. It was like 8 gigabytes. So I had lots of context window to like, or not context, I had lots of memory to use for different things behind the scenes. So I think it's pretty good. Whether it is better, as good as GPT-4, I need more proof. I can't just like take your, like I need more proof on that. It definitely is super small. It looks like it gave a good response, but the proof would be determined as more folks use it. I know that what was it? There were some other small models that have been appearing. There's a Gemma 3N, which is another super small one. Yeah, that's another small one. There's a Microsoft Phi 4 Plus, I think it's called, is another small one that's supposed to be like distilled and has very similar story as this. So we'll see. I say give it a couple weeks and we'll see what the real how it's really performing. But having models at 8 gigabytes, if everything is true, having a model that is about 8 gigabytes inside, and if you have you have a cell phone, you run this. It's a very small model, right? If you have a NVIDIA graphics card, like you have like 5090, oh, you have plenty of space. You can probably run multiple models at this point in time to do that. So even if it's 8 gig and maybe it's not as good to be your main model, you can use it as maybe a validation model to do something like very focused, or to do training on a very precise amount of information. So I don't know. My local LLM dreams I think they're slowly becoming true. So
yeah. This makes me want to embark.
Coming to a GPU new year. Go ahead, Adrian.
Yeah, but this makes me want to embark on that dream. I'm just gonna go ahead and bite the bullet and get my own Orin Nano here. I just made that decision after the last call because there's so many new models coming out, and the ability to really play around with training new models off of my own data. I don't have the CPU power to do that now. And this Mac I'm on currently. So it's just like something like the Orin Nano is going to empower me to really dip my toe into that world more. Because right now I'm just I don't really do the underground, models. I'm more of the top 20, more of the, Billboard top 10, you know what I mean? Models. That's the ones that I try out. But the underground ones are really,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's funny to hear that you say that in that context, particularly when your career has been in music. It's like I don't want no underground artists here.
I know.
Give me all the top hits.
I want underground artists there. Don't get me wrong, but as far as the AI models, I've been a very top 10 adult contempo. That's what I've been.
I'm the greatest LLM alive.
Okay. Well, here, guys. Man, it's been another fantastic, sensational episode and stuff here. Sekou, I'm not sure if you're going to have time to get to Micro Center tonight.
Well, I might. It's 35, 40. Yeah, I can get the Palo Alto. I can do that. Or I can get the Santa Clara from now. We'll see. We'll see. I'll try it.
It was 8 o'clock over there now.
It's 7:44. So there's a chance. At 9.
You need at least 2 hours to go to experience something like this.
Oh, so once I'm in, they can't just they can't like they have to physically remove me, right? You can't like I have to leave willingly.
Shutting the store down.
Turn the lights off. I'm still there.
I found myself about to go to Micro Center the other day just for like no reason. I was like, okay, I gotta get my life together.
I was just hang out there.
That's like, how man, it is.
Gotta stay away from that place.
That's how it is. You go and just pick up a piece of equipment that you never seen. One day you'll have a use for it. That's how it works, man.
All right, cool. Guys, as always, man, definitely join the Discord with Stuff Fair. You can follow me on all platforms, and I am Marlon Avery, along with the podcast, which is AI with Friends podcast on all platforms. Adrian.
Guys, it's been awesome. You can follow me, Adrian_Poupon on all platforms. Reach out to us on Discord if you have any questions. And looking forward to talking to you next time. I had a blast.
Yeah.
Sekou.
Yeah, definitely had a good time. Enjoyed the conversation. Definitely join the Discord. Keep the conversation going. You can find me at Sekou the Wise One on all platforms. All right.
Well, all right, guys. Until next time, we are out.
All right. Peace.